blocks. I want to take a second to kind of further explain what I think everyone's talking about here, because I think the problem is I think you're looking at this from like a very black and white situation of like it's either extremely difficult or extremely easy, and like difficulty is not what we're talking about here, right? Like for all intents and purposes, the Ready Player One event was one of the hardest events, probably the hardest event in Roblox history. Not necessarily in terms of skill or anything like that, but basically how the event worked. I know you didn't play it, so basically how the event worked is there was 3 items hidden in any Roblox game. There was really like barely any clues. There was like a few clues here and there, but barely anything. And people just had to go and find it, right? And so there was like this massive hunt to try and figure out where all the items were, right? And so what ended up happening is after like 2 weeks of trying to find these items, and everyone's looking and all these different Roblox games, running into walls, all this, turns out in Jailbreak at a certain time of day you had to drive a certain car into a certain building, and then that triggered the first part of the quest. And oh my god, the ripples of like hype and excitement that went through the community, because after 2 weeks we had finally found the thing and we could progress the event, progress the quest. It was crazy, absolutely insane, right? And so like it wasn't difficult in terms of skill or anything like that. It was actually rather easy to do. It was just the aspect of bringing the entire community together, to work on. I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell, right? It's why I've been yapping about it for like 7 years now. But it's about bringing the entire community together to solve one goal, right? Very, very fun, very exciting. Dev hunts don't really do that, right? So like for example, with a dev hunt, how a dev hunt works is here's a list of games. You go into the game, you do X thing, you get item. It's like a task list, right? And it doesn't bring people together, right? Like I don't need to work with a player from Dress to Impress in order to achieve this. And what I mean by that is like during the Ready Player One event, during the 2018 Egg Hunt, no matter what games you played on Roblox, no matter how old you were, how young you were, everyone had to work together to solve the clues, right? It was a team effort. In dev hunts, there is no team effort. Here is a list of objectives. You go do them, right? That's it. That's as much depth as it gets, right? You either do the objectives or you don't do the objectives. And in most cases, the objectives aren't that fun to do. Like, for example, in Ultimate Football Simulator, the objective required you to play the game for 30 minutes. Like that's like if I wanted to play the game, I'd just go play the game. You know what I mean? Like that's not fun or exciting, right? Blade Ball, for example, it took like 3 hours of playing the game to get that thing. Like that's not fun or exciting. It's like check, done, on to the next, check, done, on to the next. They can be exciting. Like Arsenal does some really good integrations. I know some of them are hard, some of them are easy, some of them are difficult, but it's not the difficulty here. It's the depth of them. I think that's what everyone's talking about, right? Like, I don't care if an event is easy to do. I don't care if an event is hard to do. It's the depth of what I have to do and whether that is engaging and exciting. So, like, for example, bringing this all the way back around to the 2018 Egg Hunt, you had this game, massive game, cool mechanics. You can double jump, you can wall jump, you can slide, you can glide, right? These cool mechanics that we've never really seen before on Roblox, right? And in this game, there's like, I don't know, what was it, like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, I don't know how many eggs there were, but there were a lot of eggs, right? You go and find the eggs, you get a cool item for each and every egg. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could literally tell you off the top of my head some of the coolest eggs from the 2018 and 2017 Egg Hunt, right? I can't remember a single item from the hunt last year. Like, I think there was a t-shirt. I can't remember any of the 5 items that we got. Not a single one. They're not memorable. It's like, oh, you get a t-shirt. Cool, right? But like 2018 Egg Hunt, you get these cool eggs. Each time you find an egg, you get an avatar item. But it's also, and I think this is where the breakdown is, right? So I just want to try to explain it, right? It's not about getting the egg. Ultimately, I don't care about that. It is the journey to get there. Does that make sense? Like, for example, 2018 Egg Hunt, all these eggs. there's an egg at the top of that tree. How do I get at the top of that tree? I don't know. Maybe there is a puzzle I have to do to get up there. Maybe I can just wall jump up there. Maybe I have different options. Maybe I have to go get in that plane and fly up there, right? Like how I get to the top of that tree is the journey, right? With dev hunts, there is no journey. It's just here's the game, here's what you do in that game, go do it. Right? It's like, oh, okay, so I just go here and I do this mini game for 3 minutes, and then I move on to this mini game and I do this mini game for 3 minutes, and then I do that mini game for 3 minutes. Does that make sense? I'm yapping at this point. I can't believe I recorded like I basically recorded a full YouTube video. But look, I'm very passionate about this. Right, so like I know you're a newer Roblox player, so like you didn't play back then, so like I feel like I'm the old man screaming at the clouds right now. But like I want you to understand the perspective and why everyone is so passionate about this, because like the level of hype and excitement, like I cannot tell you. Ready Player One event, right? When the final clue was found, one person could get the Golden Dominus. Only one person in the world, and everyone wanted it. Everybody. People were skipping school because they wanted to be the first person in the world to get that Golden Dominus. It was special, right? You seen The Incredibles, right? You know, if everyone's super, then no one is. The fact that only one person could get this, oh my God, it made it so special. And when that final clue was found, there was a mad rush, dude, to like solve the final puzzles, complete the event, and be the first person to get the Golden Dominus. I had people, not even joking, this was back in like 2018, right? I had Call of Duty streamers messaging me, being like, yo, what in the world is going on Roblox? Because everyone's talking about this Golden Dominus. You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't get that. You don't get that with like, you know, the dev hunts, because there's no depth. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I just recorded a whole YouTube video explaining this. I don't even know if I can upload this to Gilded. We're about to find out. But yeah, there you go. There you go.